Good morning, everybody. Oh, hey, you with your finger on the fast forward button, get it off. I'll tell you why. I spend a lot of time, a lot of money making these videos. It takes forever to film them, edit them, and it costs quite a bit of money for the equipment and stuff. And the average view time is 2 minutes for my movies. So, seeing that it's instructional videos and I'm trying to do it for all you folks out there, I don't need it because I know how to do it. It would really be helpful if you simply watch the entire movie. If you're bored, go get a cup of coffee or something while it's running. But help me out. Otherwise, it's just not worth me doing it. So thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoy these videos. Well, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to get this pig sorted out. We're going to get the fans installed. I have to rewire a bunch of it, test all the fans and then the ailerons, elevators, etc. Plus the canards, retracts, the landing lights, you name it. So it's colder than a witch's tit in here today. And my heater decided to just pack up on me. So we're running off an electric baseboard heater, which doesn't really throw much heat out. But we shall persevere. So let's get on with it. So one of the first things I have to do is make some extensions up. So for the motors. So let's do that. So being very careful to make sure these are exactly the same length. I've got the black one. That's my reference wire. And we shall cut that. My nose is dripping, it's that cold. There we go. Okay, so making sure that I've got all these male guys. These are going to go to the ESC. I'm now just going to basically use my little handy dandy jig that I made to hold the connectors. Makes life so much easier. And then we'll get them heated up and pre-soldered. I'll wet it out, I guess, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let's do that. I tell you, this little jig is a godsend. It's just so good. Okay, the silicone wire I'm using is 12 gauge, and I'm cutting about, let's see, about 5/16 off, so about 7 millimeters, and I'll do it on each one, and I'll pre-tin them, and then we'll go from there. All right, and using my 40-year-old vise here, we'll put a tin on these wires. And this is how I do it for all my aircraft. So I'm using a 300 and 200 watt Weller soldering gun. So I can vary the rates, but for these heavy duty silicone, I'm going to use the 300 watts, which is full trigger. Just let them heat up a bit. It looks like the wires I've got here are not copper. There's some kind of aluminum, which I don't particularly like working with. And I get lots on there. Now check to make sure it's good all around. And then basically I use a gardening glove, which is leather. And this allows me not to get myself burned up. Now the big thing is to make sure it goes in nice and vertical. Give it a little wiggle. Give it a little few seconds more. And there we go. A little blow. And wait 20 seconds or so. And there should be. And then you can check it to make sure you've got nice coverage, which I do. And proceed on to the next 12 of them. Okay, so it's time to put the heat shrink on. I'm using a commercial grade heat shrink. I like to use this because it has an adhesive inside, so when you're pulling connectors off and stuff, you tend not to pull on the solder joint. So I'm just going to overlap it so it comes about 1/16 of an inch, a couple of millimeters beyond the brass or bronze, whatever it's called. I'm using this really high temperature heat gun to shrink it. I believe this heat gun is used in scrapbooking, and it works great. You can use a lighter, you can use a soldering iron, whichever. All right, folks, so I've test fitted this fan and outlet tube. So now what I'm doing is just trying to seal this exit for the wires as best I can. I mean, you never get it perfect, but the better you can, the less leakage you have. I like to use this aluminum heat duct tape, you know, for your air conditioning system, that kind of thing, because it sticks like hell. It can go through a pretty damn good temperature range without causing a problem. So anyhow, see how it's sealed? Okay, guys, it's the next day. So yesterday, I pre-fitted the let's see, the right-hand thrust tube onto the fan. I put it inside and then aligned it up, a couple of blobs of tape, pulled it out, then retaped it so everything was in line of where I fitted it. And now it's time to install the intake lip. This is the original one. These are made by Jetfan, supplied by eFlux RC out of California. And this is the one I made. It's pretty much an exact replica. Just looks identical. Same back lip, everything. Fits like a glove. This one was resin printed. I tried printing it in PLA and ran into a problem where it wasn't sticking to the bed without a whole bunch of support, which would have made all kinds of ugly things on it. So I decided to do it on our new resin printer. So I'm just going to put a couple of pieces of tape on this so it doesn't go anywhere and then install it. Okay, so I've got the intake lip. I've put 3 pieces of the aluminum e-duct tape on. That's all I need. It's a nice tight fit to begin with. So now I have to try and get this bugger installed. It's not the easiest thing. So let's see. I'm probably going to get myself all cut up here. So I first have to push this thing forward, clearing all the bulkheads. And get it so the back drops in like that. And it's a simple matter of guiding it back. Again, getting around all the bulkheads. Stick my paw inside the thrust tube. And now I have to just guide it in at the back here. It's easier said than done. Oh, looks like I got it. But before I get carried away, I forgot I need to hook up the wing servos for that side. So I'm just gonna put a little tape on just to hold them in place. They're deep inside here, and that will allow me just to get on it. And then I'm going to need to push my hand inside to get any of the kinks out of the thrust tube. So it's a matter of having to put the wing on. Okay, it's time to get the wings on. I've got the fans temporarily mounted inside. A few modifications I had to do. But it's now time to get this bad boy in. So we get the wings connected up, get the wires routed properly so they can't be sucked into the fans this time. And then we'll go from there. Boy, this has been a much bigger job than I thought. I had a bunch of wires to replace or repair, and fan blades to change, lips to design. It's just crazy. And then when I got it all back together a couple of hours ago, one of the fans, the connectors were a different size. And I don't know how that happened, but anyhow, the connectors to the fans, to the ESC, was a bit loose. So I had to basically take it all apart and cut all the wires to length, replace the connectors, this, that, and the other, and anyhow, pain in the ass, but we're good. So I'm now just going to route these aileron and elevator servo wires, get them connected, put some keepers on them, batten down the wires, and then we'll recap and go over everything. Okay, so far, wings are installed, wing tubes are all in, wings are bolted here and here. The heavy-duty ESC wires to the motors for the fans are installed. Both sides, aileron elevators, both sides are installed. Just have to now put the final screws into the fans to mount those, hook up the gear and the landing lights, and she'll be good for testing. Then we can throw the hatch on and everything will be good. Now, who said this hobby's fun? This is what happens when you're digging inside fiberglass fuselages. Just to let you know, be careful. Okay guys, so here's some of the mods I made. These tubes, you can see them there, one on that side, one on that side. They take the wires from the receiver and now run them under the fans. They used to come, which way did they go? They used to come across here. They were taped and all that stuff. They wrapped around the main tube once, then came across the top here, then around to the back. So I've done it different this way. I've routed them through those tubes, so they're pretty much impossible to get sucked out, I think. And then in here, there's now a hole in the bulkhead where the motor wires run through, and they're all secured. So there's no way, they can get sucked into the fans now. I've also put an extension here on the separator to stop the fans sucking against each other. It originally came to about here, and that would allow just a bit of suction, a bit of fighting between the fans on the intake. So it's got the new 3D, I guess it's this one, 3D printed inlet lip, and this is the original. It's almost identical, if not exactly, and all the wires are now routed through the sides and so forth, so there should hopefully not be any more wiring problems. Now the funny thing is, I've flown this, I guess for the last 12 years with the wires the way they were, and put these new wings on which are more scale. As you can see now, they kind of droop. Let's try and get it here. You've got a droop to them in the center, so it's more scale to the real EuroFighter. The original wings were just straight like most other manufacturers have been doing, but I decided to go scale. All right, so now it's time to do a check of everything. So canards are working, canards are now disabled, gear down. Steering's working, landing lights are good, fans coming up. All right. I'll flip her upside down now and put her on the mains. Okay, a couple of things to try out now. So that's good. Canards are functioning. Rudder's functioning. Let's check the fans. Both fans are A-OK. And they seem nice and balanced. Speed brake. Yep, that's working good. Okay. So I think everything's all right. Elevators, right, left, down. Yeah, everything seems to be good. All the intakes are clear, everything's good. Landing lights are on, and those buggers are bright and they get quite warm. A couple of things I wanted to show you, a couple of tricks I use. There's my instrument panel. Anyhow, in the battery compartment, when you've got dual batteries, normally everybody clamps them close together. What I do is I put a piece of tubing. This is just nylon, and I have it go between, and it allows the cooling to come through the middle without being interrupted. Makes things a little better. And then for this, I've actually put all the receiver, the battery backup system here, the reverser for one of the controls. I forget what they are now, but it hides them real good in there. So everything's good on that side. There's the business end, looking up, and all's clear there now. We got a little cooling, where is it? Little cooling piece here that allows just a bit of airflow through. Then the chute is here, and I think the plane's ready to go. Some of the detail, it's filthy right now, obviously, but yeah, I think we're good to go. To attach the canopy, I have a scale strobe light, which has a tube fitted to it on a curved outer tube, and it becomes my lock. I simply flip the canopy underneath the front windshield there, put it down, drop in the light, and everything is good. So the Euro is now back in its rightful place, which is in the camper, ready to go to the lake bed when the weather gets warmer. And she's alongside her sisters, two Tucanos from our last year's build, which you can find in the playlist. Just go there and it's under Tucano. And thanks for watching. Come back soon and we'll have some more videos of the MB339 build.